MEAT CLEAVER. He swings neat MEAT CLEAVER. The 19 endurance neater for 3 swings runs leader. The strength build conceiver. The no magic believer. The 2 guys deleter connection error receiver. He bucks teeth like beaver. The body form reaper. The hey please stop breather. The don't need no sheather. The no witness lever. The gasp, wheeze, and heaver who knocks knees and inseamers. He rings heads like transceivers. The all and or either, but never no neither, beats souls back to ether. The 2 quarts per liter, the tuck close the heater, or get smoked like reefer. He's leg bone like femur, the 3-course meal eater. The please reconsider, or get knocked a meter. The bare-armed, the meager, and no search or seizure, he kills at his leisure, preceded by preachers who stand over meager, dead hosts like creatures in boxes of cedar, saying sermons for grievers. That's right. It's the MEAT CLEAVER. And it does the big move. It has hyper armor. It looks like a big ultra great sword, but it counts as a great club because it's too dang big, which means all of its 2-handed attacks rockin' that hyper armor. It's like poise, but unstoppable. It does the big backstab. Yeah, sure. S scaling in strength, S scaling in dex, and an A scaling in faith. This build right here is soul level 55. I think this might be my favorite build. It leans heavy strength, 26 strength, 16 faith, gets us anti-magic feel. We ain't got time for wizards, pyromancies, none of that. We're here to use the big boy weapons, and we've got them all. But today, we're focusing solely on that MEAT CLEAVER. You might see me using some other weapons, some claymore, some ultra great sword, knight sword, got a bow, got a shield. We love all that. That's all great. I'll show this build off later. But what's important right now is the MEAT CLEAVER. One-handed, all of its attacks sends opponents flying. Two-handed, the third R1, which requires 19 endurance to swing it 3 times. That third R1 sends them just flying down the way. They come home from work one evening and they just look across the dinner table at their significant other. They're just sitting there. They're having the same old Wednesday night dinner they're always having, and they say to their significant other, they say, you know what? Let's take a little vacation. Let's go on a vacation together. And so they go back into the room and they're giddy and they're laughing. They get on the internet. They book plane tickets, and then they just start packing their bags. They get to the airport. They take off their shoes for the TSA agents to honor the memory of those who flew in the before times, and they get on there and they say, I'm gonna eat a little peanut, and they just eat on a little bit of peanut, and they watch the in-flight movie. They're watching Tyler Perry's Medea, and eating that peanut, thinking about where they're gonna go, and they just sit back and incline their seat, and they just go flying. This is a YouTube video that showcases a weapon in the Demon Souls video game released by Blue Point on the PlayStation 5 console. And so you know the words that I'm saying. You know that they're, if you're an English speaker, you know the words that I'm saying, they're all real. All of these words exist. They're things that happen. You can even, you can get in the dictionary, you can look up a picture of the words. But you know that they make sense, and that the things that I say make sense. Back in college, they even used to call me Saint Sense Maker Riot. That was my nickname back in college. Saint Sense Maker Riot. And they still call me that to this day on YouTube when they see how much ad revenue I've produced. They say this is a sense maker. They come and ask me on the census. They say we need to get a consensus on how much sense you're making. And I say I'm making a few. I'm making a few cents here on YouTube. Just like the meat cleaver, it makes sense on any build that you want to put it on. Strength, dex, faith not so, you know, I mean it works, but like make sure you have some strength or some dex to get some returns out of it, you know what I'm saying? I've got a meta level build. Well, I don't really. Do you know how long it takes to make a meta level build in Demon Souls? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm in New Game Plus, about to go into New Game Plus 2, and I'm level 80. I've used I'm level 100 in New Game Plus. I just beat every boss. Every boss is dead, and I'm at like level 100. So I'm going to go into New Game Plus 2 and try and hit soul level 120. And you could say, oh, just farm the souls. Just farm. Or just have your friends dromping for you, Saint Ryan. Just have your friends dromp you stuff. And what I would say to that is, I think I'm going to play the video game I paid $800 damn for. I think I'm going to sit around and play it a little bit. How's that sound? How's that sound to you? Does that sound like that makes sense? Is that a sense maker? You can't run from this. You can't run from the truth. You can't run from sense making. You can't. It can't be done. And that's the meat cleaver, and that's what it does. Don't ask me. Just ask what happens in this next clip that I curated, that I picked out, that shows me winning. Look at that. R2 as you come off the elevator, then what? You're gonna lock on and roll off the ledge and just that's it? Bye bye. Well, good work. This guy, he wants to cast a magic spell, but guess what? The meat cleaver has a scaling in faith, so I've got 16 faith for that extra magic damage that's bringing me, and that 16 faith allows me to cast anti-magic field about 100 times. So your little flop hat, it don't mean nothing. It don't amount to a hill of beans. That's what they say in the old-timer movies. They say it don't amount to a hill of beans. And they're right. Now, you know, in this economy, a hill of beans? Maybe that's a little different. Look at them. They love the magic. They love the magic. Let me tell you about the most powerful build in Demon Souls. You guys ready? You stuck around for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. You've probably seen a commercial or two. You know, you've probably helped me out. You're enjoying the content. Let me give you a tip. Do you want to know the most powerful build in Demon Souls? It's Thief Ring Caster. It's Thief Ring Firestorm Hammer. That's the most powerful build. You're walking around, you're trying to find somebody, you can't see them, suddenly they appear right in front of you, they had the thief ring on the whole time, and before you can do anything, firestorm, and you're dead. Anti-magic field says no, that build's not viable. You're not playing a viable build anymore, because anti-magic field won't stand for it. It kneels for that national anthem. Let me tell you something. Anti-magic field, meat cleaver, that's a match made in heaven right there, baby. That's a match made in heaven. On the meta level version of this build, I've got even more faith, which means not only do I have the meat cleaver and anti-magic field, but it means that I can also replace the claymore on this build with the large sword of moonlight. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say you had a shield? That's nice and funny. Did you say? But we're not looking at that right now. We'll look at that in another YouTube video. Like the video and subscribe for more of this. Why? How could you not? How could you not like and subscribe for more of what you're hearing as you're watching this? You know? It's a no-brainer. But you have a brain, and that's why you're liking and subscribing. And you're ringing the notification bell, because you want to get notified. Now some of y'all right now who might know a little something about this weapon, about the meat cleaver, you might be saying, Saint, you haven't said a dang thing about the rolling R1, the two-handed rolling R1 of the meat cleaver. You haven't said a dang thing about what it's able to do and its usefulness. And well, later y'all.